Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm gonna let people come in before I start. Please like and share. Morning, Shayna. How are you? Morning, Joanne. Sorry I'm late. I've had a very hectic morning. Busy, busy. Let's see. Yay! We're at Shayna, if you want to say. All right. A bank, that's awesome. I bet so, Joyanne. I'm feeling the same way. I have, I'm thinking a sinus infection. Because it's all up in my head. Oh, yay. Was it good? Don't tell me any specifics, but was it good? Good morning, Sam. I'm using my other old phone for the camera so I can have my phone here. Um, so I'm going to see how this works out. Oh, I'm glad it was good. I want to see it so bad. Eventually, I'll get to. Good morning, Florna. Thank you all for sharing and hitting that like. My nose is itching so bad. I'm not like sick with like a chest cold or anything. The drainage makes me cough because I can't stand anything like that tickle it gives you in the back of your throat. Yeah, makes me sick. But I am hurting pretty bad today. My hands have been extremely bad. I can't even close my right hand all the way. I can't make a fist with it because I have carpal tunnel in my hands and all that repetitive movement at work, and they're not used to that. So it's going to take me a little bit to get to where they don't hurt. But this morning I woke up so stiff. We were so busy last night. It was half price burger night. And so it was busy, busy. And I stressed a couple of times, but I calmed myself down. I breathed, calmed myself down. But my hand is so bad today. It hurts so bad. Yeah, it makes me gag, Jordan. I cannot stand like just the thought of it. Hi, Bud Files. So I'm gonna make this a pretty quick stream. I'm gonna run through this case, and then the next stream is, of course, that I get it from my mama. We've got some specials posted on there, um, because I still have to go get my dad's medicine for him and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's gonna be a busy day. I have to be at work at 4, so. Uh, I hate being in a rush more than anything, but not getting to sit down and rest for a minute before I go to work, that really stressful. I wasn't supposed to be there till 5, but they asked me to come in at 4 because this week is homecoming. Um, and so a lot of kids work at Sonic. And so there's going to be a lot of people out for the rest couple of days because today's the bonfire and the parade, and then Friday's homecoming. So, yeah, we have to go get a few things too for the room, I hope. And I've got to get me some new tennis shoes. Um, Hopefully, I'll make enough on today's show or something because I don't want to have to wait till my check or till YouTube check because my feet hurt so bad in these shoes. These were meant for like riding in the truck. They're not meant for standing on a cement floor for 8 hours. So that's what I usually do a grocery order and then we just pick it up because I get to where I hate walking around Walmart or anything. It's just so depressing seeing all the stuff you can't afford. Just order it online, be done with it. Oh, they did that. Was it last year or the year before? They didn't throw ammo in there, but they threw a bunch of fireworks in there, and you should have seen the people scattering. And so they almost blew it for that. But we're also usually under a burn ban, so the fire department and all that'll be there. They do ours out at around the old airport road, and it's a big open area. That way they can kind of control it. But every year, um, somebody always goes out and lights it before time. And so now they have to put guards out there to make sure that nobody sets it on fire before it's time to. Hello. I probably look like death wormed over today. I'm tired. It's taken me a bit to get used to the working and stuff again. The truck, I mean, I worked in the truck. I did, all the paperwork. I got out and opened the lids. I did all kinds of stuff in the truck, but it wasn't as busy as we are up there. So it's taken me a bit to get used to it. My nephew plays JV football, but for some reason they canceled his game for tomorrow. That's not good. Both my nephews play varsity. This year's my oldest nephew's junior year, and he's on varsity. He also does band. He also does the barbecue team. So he plays the first 2 quarters and then goes and does the halftime show and plays with the band. Then he comes back and does the next 2 quarters. And then, like on Saturdays, the next morning he'll have barbecue. I don't know how he does it. There's like a line shooting out of my face here. Turn it up like that a little bit. We'll hide Frank. If y'all don't know Frank, nice to meet you. I'll hide him. It'll be better. But, and then my other nephew, he goes to a different school, and he plays varsity because they're just a 6-man team. Clean your lens. I did clean it. I think it's the light, though. I cleaned it before I come on because I usually get yelled at. But I think it's that lamp and stuff, too. That lamp seems like it's brighter. There, I'll just do that. How's that? My hair is so fried. I need to get a relaxing treatment to put on it. I haven't got to do that in a while. But all right, we're going to run through the prayer list. Continue to pray for Coty and I. Coty has one leg. We've got to get his antibiotics. One leg is starting to look a little rough. So pray hard for that. And that's the leg that's been giving him a lot of trouble and hurting real bad. He's in a lot of pain, and yeah, I did wound care this morning, and it's starting to look pretty rough. So I'm gonna try to do everything I can to keep him from having to go to the hospital, but it may not have a choice this time. Keep my oldest daughter Victoria in your prayers. My mom and dad, of course. Prayers for Twinkie and her mom and dad. Steph Layne, Debbie and her family. Melissa and Patrick. Jenny's Aunt Carol. Kimberly Adair. Savannah and Kim. Everyday Treasure and family. Charmaine and Aaliyah. VodkaVamp and her mom and her kids. Joyanne and her son. Jen from Eddie and Jen's Vlogs and Then Some. Ghost Mafia's friends and family. Sarah Hardy. Sandra's dad Andre and her husband Eric. Robin Tammy. Tammy's dad has been diagnosed with cancer, and that's Michigander Man, his family. My cousin Michelle, also Michelle Kuhn. Wendy and her son. Amanda B., her parents and her sons. Jen from Taro and T. Loretta Houston. Louisa. Jenna, a.k.a. Honeybubs. Donnie and his family. Cheryl and Buck asking for prayers for someone they know, and God knows why. Layne, she hadn't been feeling very good the last several days, so prayers for her as well. Also, for everyone that's in the path of this hurricane that's coming, some of Texas and Louisiana, pray for all of those people. Dear Heavenly Father, please hear our prayer for the sick members in our community and for all those in need. You know what those needs are. Show your mercy as you close wounds, cure illness, and make broken souls whole again. Thank you for the amazing people in this community who are constantly battling for those around them. Thank you for the people that you have put in our path. We thank you for all that you do and all that you are. In your name, amen. Amen. Our bi-weekly creator this time is Everyday Treasure, so make sure you go and check out his channel. Let him know that Amy sent you. As always, we'll be doing the I Get It From My Mama live stream directly after this one at 10:45. So I'm going to get on into this deal. So this one is kind of weird, and it's kind of confusing, and it drives me crazy, but we're going to get into it. So this one began for a search for one missing woman, and it led to multiple bodies and the capture of a man that police say is a serial killer. So Shannon Gilbert, she was a 23-year-old woman. She was working as an escort. In the early morning hours of May 1st, 2010, Gilbert made a frantic phone call to 911. She had been in a client's home on Long Island and said she believed someone was after her. She took off running and told the 911 operator there were people trying to kill her. Then Gilbert vanished. Police would do an exhaustive search for Gilbert. Months passed without a sign of the missing woman, and then in December of 2010, near Gilgo Beach, a police officer and his canine dog Blue found human remains, but it wasn't Gilbert. Instead, they found the bodies of 4 women. Hi, Jan. Hi, Nicole. Anyone else that come in that I missed, hello. So police found the bodies of the 4 women near Gilgo Beach on Long Island. The women became known as the Gilgo Four and were identified as Maureen Barnes, Amber Costello, Megan Waterman, and Melissa Bartholomew. Yeah, Bartholomew. Police say all of the women were petite, and 3 of them were wrapped in burlap. Police began their hunt to find a serial killer. So this one woman goes missing and makes a phone call to the police. They cannot find her anywhere, but in the midst of the search for her, they find 4 other bodies in the same area that this woman had called from. So all of these women were very petite. They were 5 foot and under, so I'd be okay because I'm 5'1". 100 pounds, I'd definitely be okay. And they were also all in their 20s and were all working as either escorts, prostitutes, online escorting, something like that. So a career that they knew that most people probably wouldn't be looking for them for a while. And all of these women were reported missing within 48 hours of being missing. So, and they just hadn't been found in forever. In 2011, let's see, hold on. After Costello's disappearance, police say her roommate Dave Shaler told them about her clients. He described one of them as looking like an ogre and having a first-generation Chevrolet Avalanche, which had been seen several times at certain points of the investigation. So when other women had come up missing, they had seen or reported a truck of the making, when those women come up missing. So on the night she went missing, Shaler says a client offered Costello $1,500 for the night, and that's 6 times her hourly rate. So he wanted her there bad, more or less. And that's kind of odd, especially whenever you could just pay her the regular amount and get her there. So he definitely wanted her to come to him that night, so that's very odd. So in 2011, Shaler spoke to Amorawitch, saying this guy was so relentless. He called several times. He was on the phone with her for quite a while each time. He says the client got Costello, an experienced escort, to do something she never did. Leave home without her phone or her purse, and meet him in his car. At nearly midnight, Shaler says Costello left the house, walked down the street, and he never saw her again. So, she left her phone, she left her purse. He wanted her to leave both of these things, which is odd. I don't know why anyone would be like, okay, I'll leave my phone and my purse. No, that's very odd. So why she even did that, I don't know. But what I don't understand as well is when she was running away after leaving his home, she made a phone call. So what was she using to make the phone call? So throughout the spring of 2011, investigators continued a wide-range search for Shannon Gilbert. And they just continued to look for her. So by May of 2011, police had discovered 6 more sets of remains in the area, bringing the total to 10, including the Gilgo 4. Investigators were not sure the same killer was responsible for all the murders. So victim number 5, Jessica Taylor, was an escort missing since 2003. Another set of remains called Jane number 6 has now been identified as Valerie Mack, who also worked as an escort and was missing since 2000. November 7th, number 7, to the investigators' surprise, they found a toddler girl. So this one was not a woman, but it was a toddler girl. Number 8 was an Asian male dressed in women's clothing. Number 9 was a female skull belonging to Karen Vergata, an escort who disappeared in 1996. Number 10, female remains from a victim cops nicknamed Peaches because of a tattoo on her torso. Although her remains were found 6 miles away, police say DNA has confirmed that Peaches is the murderer. Oh my Lord, I can't talk. DNA has confirmed that Peaches is the mother of that toddler that they found. So in December of 2011, a year and a half after she went missing, and a year after the Gilgo 4 were found, investigators found Gilbert's remains. But they don't believe she was murdered. So this is the crazy part right here. This is where I say it gets crazy. So, for nearly a decade after the discovery of the Gilgo 4, the investigation stalled. Until February of 2022, a new task force was formed by Suffolk County Police Commissioner Rodney Harris and Suffolk County District Attorney Ray Tierney. In an interview with Amorawitch, D.A. Tierney Tierney said a mere 6 weeks later, Roy Herman was identified for the first time. So they finally identified him as the person who did all this. So, um, they know, okay, with the description of an ogre-like man, and the make and model of his truck, and phone records from 2010, and there was one client that he called constantly, and that was Gilbert. So he really liked her, and so they thought maybe since he liked her that maybe that's why her body wasn't found like all the rest of them. But she was found in a pond, or it wasn't necessarily like a pond, but it was like a runoff that had a lot of water in it, and it had a lot of grass and debris and all that kind of stuff. So it was just like a runoff from, I don't know if it was a river or a lake or whatever, but they believe that when she was running for her life, maybe she tripped and fell or something into the water and drowned, because that was the cause of death, was drowning. Um, they think maybe she was in such fear for her life that she accidentally did it herself. I don't necessarily believe that's true. I think maybe he caught up to her and he just drowned her because it was convenient. You know, they can't really tell if a drowning was somebody else causing it or if it was just accidental. They just know that there's fluid in the lungs and that's how the person died. So they're thinking maybe she just ran, slipped, fell, knocked herself out or something, but there was no signs of head injuries or anything like that. So I don't know how she could knock herself out without a head injury, because you would think that if it caused enough to knock you out, there would be some sort of bruising or something, you know. Um, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking, Florina. I'm thinking maybe, she was either hiding there or she ran and the water was there and she had nowhere else to go. And maybe he just drug her off in the rest of the way. And it was just convenient because it was there. And maybe because he was infatuated with her and probably in love with her and stuff like that, that he would go easier on her. I don't know. So, of course, excuse me, y'all. Alright, sorry y'all. Layne called and it kicked me out. Oh, she does that every time, and I always forget to text her and tell her that I'm live, which she should know my live schedule by now. Hi, E.T. Hi, Steven. How are you? Alright, so, where were we? Okay, so police, back then knew the client was using a burner phone, and they knew that several of the women that they had found had been called by him. So, and the calls were always made right before they disappeared. Hi, Debbie. How are you? Good morning. Let's see. So, police spent 12 days looking through Herman's house, pulling guns out of the basement and digging in the backyard. And another important piece of evidence taken into possession was the first generation Chevrolet Avalanche registered to Herman at the time of the murders. It was sitting on the property he owns in South Carolina when they recovered it. So Herman was married. He had a daughter and a stepson with his second wife. His second wife was born in Iceland. And so she would take her kids, his daughter and her son, to Iceland for the summer every year. And what was strange is a lot of these things happened during those months when his wife would be gone and his kids would be gone. So they did cheek swabs and it matched the DNA to all the women. And so they arrested him like on the spot as soon as they got that confirmation back. That's all they had been waiting on. So four. Jessica Taylor, Valerie Mack, Karen Vergetta, Peaches, and the toddler girl and the Asian male, they were not able to link him to them, but they are pretty sure that he was involved in those as well. So all they could charge him for was the 4 that they found at Gilgo Beach, and then Shannon Gilbert, and I believe there was 2 more that they could file him for. And he pleaded not guilty, of course. But he was charged with the murders, and he did get a life sentence without the possibility of parole. He still claims to this day that he was not involved, that he did not do it, even though his DNA was linked to almost every single one of them. And his truck was seen at several of the places that a lot of these women come up missing from. They were all escorts that he would use, and he had called multiple numbers belonging to multiple women that were missing and found later on. Could there be more? I'm sure, because in that area there were said to have been like 25 women that had come up missing. Oh, Layne. This girl. She keeps texting me. Then I can't concentrate. Oh, it would definitely be horrible if you were set up, but I don't think he was. I think too much fits with that one. I still want to know what happened between the mother, Peaches, and her daughter. So maybe she had her daughter with her. Or maybe he followed her and she had her daughter with her. I don't know. That's heartbreaking to know that. I just don't know how anybody could hurt a child. Thank you, Miss Debbie, for sharing all the links. Yeah, I love watching anything true crime related. Any crime shows, love those. Definitely look into this stuff. Excuse me. Way more than I probably should. I have files and files and files and files and files of research on all these people. And they just keep getting crazier and crazier. How are you doing today, John? Hey, Mystic. Why didn't the skeleton get on the roller coaster? Because he didn't have the guts. It's that time of year, isn't it? The skeleton jokes and the ghost jokes and the Halloween jokes. I need to find something that works for my hand. It is really hurting. Oh, it's definitely hard to read something, especially when they involve kids. Those are ones that I try to steer clear of, but sometimes you just can't help it. But yeah, it's definitely heartbreaking. It's so hard to understand how somebody can be so evil, just pure evil. Like you really want to understand their mentality, but you also don't want to understand. Where you been, Mystic? And I'm glad that we're seeing you more. Exactly. I can't understand it. You have no soul. If you can commit those kind of crimes, you have no soul. Honestly, they are the demons. I don't think they have anything to blame but themselves. But you can't really, I mean, people can question how and why and when and where, but when it comes down to it, there's really no good source of any of it because all of them have been raised differently. Some come from good homes, some come from bad homes. So there's really you can't pinpoint what exactly causes it. Oh, that stinks, Mystic. Oh my goodness, Joanne. That is heartbreaking. Hey, have you ever found like Bigfoot information, missing people and all? Or yeah, I have seen several different cases where people go missing in woods and stuff like that where Bigfoot is known to be. Brown Springs that we go to in Oklahoma is definitely known for Bigfoot, and there's been a lot of bodies found out there, but they also believe that that's people from Dallas bringing bodies down here to dump. So it was kind of known as a dumping ground for a long time for like gangs and stuff like that. So I don't know. Maybe they took them there to try to get rid of the evidence or whatnot. But yeah, I've seen a lot of cases that deal with Bigfoot. Are you joking, E.T.? Hi, Andre. How are you? You're not joking? Oh, dear God. I did see that one a while back where a boy, he was like 12, took out his whole family because of his video game. He wanted to play his video game. Or actually, I think I read that one on here when we did the craziest deals where he killed his family because they wouldn't let him play his video game. And then one that over the internet, he killed his little sister. That's just, it's crazy. Steven, I'm not wearing a black hat. That's my hair. Oh, Lord. I am good, Andre. How are you? I just, that bugs me so bad how anyone could kill their own, especially their own family, like their own blood. Like, I don't want anything bad at all to happen to my kids or my husband or my parents. I couldn't imagine. I can't even stand it when they feel bad. So there's got to be some kind of sick, twisted something in their heads for them to be able to do that. But I don't think I'd ever actually want to actually get into the mind of a serial killer because I don't know if you could come back from that. They victim blame. You know, they blame the victims for what they do. And it's just gross. That's one of their things is they don't like to take the blame for it. They want to blame everything and everyone else for the stuff that they do wrong and the murders they commit, but it's okay, Florina. Sorry, I just seen that. I'm definitely not saying that some people may not have some kind of possession or, but I don't think it's 99% of the time it's not anything other than the person being a sick, demented person. Oh, no worries, Sam. I understand completely. Hey, Johnny. I honestly don't, E.T. I honestly don't think that they can. I think that they can fool people into thinking they are, because that's just the type of people they are. But I really honestly don't think that they can. I mean, look how many cases we've done where they have served their time, got out of jail, and within a month go back to doing the same exact thing that they were. I mean, I know there are some people that can find God and, you know, they can get forgiveness or whatever. But if they are a full-fledged deemed, and I'm not talking about people that are just had committed one murder, you know, or something like that, or like a crime of passion or a fight that went wrong or something like that. I do believe that some people can be rehabilitated and they can find God, or they can, you know, whatever, and get the help they need. But as far as like these actual serial killers, I honestly do not think that they could redeem themselves. No, I don't. Honestly, I wouldn't give them a chance myself. If it was up to me, they'd be under the prison. They would not be able to see the light of day again. And if it was up to me, they would already been gone a long time ago. That's just my opinion. I don't think that we should have to pay for their 3 meals a day and for them to be able to watch TV and sleep in a bed and, you know, be able to live. I understand that, Joanne. I understand that completely. There's definitely a trust deal that's lost, and that is so hard to gain back, if ever. And I can understand your point exactly. That's one thing that just, ugh. Nope. I'm so glad that I don't have those choices, because we would be back in the Western days where you were taken right then and there. And I understand in a lot of cases that can't be, because some people are proved guilty before they have a chance to plead their case. So you're innocent until proven guilty. I understand that. But if you are without a doubt, facts on facts, I mean DNA evidence, everything else, if you are convicted because of the evidence, you should, I honestly think you should go out the same way you took out your victim. Exactly, Johnny. Exactly. Nope. Exactly, UT. And you have that right. You know, when a person does something like, especially like that, that's, ugh, disgusting. When a person does something like that, they lose their right to ever be trusted again. And that's on them. They did it to themselves. Thank you, Steven. I don't generally like to voice my opinion because I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but I'm sorry. If you do the crime, I don't think you should do the time. I think you should just pay right then and there. I'm not an eye for an eye type person in a sense of the smaller things, but when it comes to something big like that, you know, I'm all for it. Take them out. I have no empathy for people that have no empathy. Let's put it that way. That may make me a bad person, but, and I know I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. And I just, I'm sorry, I don't, I worked in a criminal psych ward and had to leave after 2 years, or I would have ended up in the. Oh, I can imagine, Debbie. I had a chance to go to work for one, um, but it was working with teens and young adults. And I had talked to one of the people that worked there, and she said, "Do you want my advice?" And I said, "Yes." I'd love, because she had worked there for like 10, 15 years. And she said, "I wouldn't do it." And I asked her why, and she said, "Because you'll never recover from it." See, that's my problem, Joyanne, is I know there are mishandled cases, and some people do get charged for stuff that they shouldn't. And there's been several cases where people get out even after 20 years. They get out because finally DNA evidence proved that they did not do it. So that would be the problem. That would be the whole big deal of, the back in the day type punishment is there are those cases. But I'm saying like the ones that without a shadow of a doubt, and even the ones that confess, you know. But I've also heard of people confessing just so they can get a plea deal because they know they're going to get more than what they're looking at, just so they don't have to end up in life in prison. They take a plea deal so they at least have a chance to get out when they're not guilty. I bet it did, Debbie. I bet it did. Are you trying to say that we're all crazy here, E.T.? Because I resemble that remark. Nope. My foot. Oh, I can't even imagine, Johnny. That's one thing, that and the coroner and stuff. I can just imagine some of the stuff they see. I worked, um, I used to be a nurse, and I would work in the ER, stuff like that. And luckily, I was in a very small town, but I did have people come in that passed that I knew, you know, and that was so hard. I used to want to be a EMT, and so I just kind of went into private nursing after that, just taking care of like Alzheimer's patients and stuff, and that's hard enough too. Hi, Sobe. Um, but I know one time I had, which is my oldest daughter's aunt, came in to the ER after she had had a wreck, and her two sons and her, and she passed. Um, and that was a very hard day for me because I knew her. I went to school with her. She was related to my oldest daughter, and that's when I left because I couldn't do it anymore. You're in a small town, you know everybody. And so that would have been a job that I don't think I could have done, because if I would have pulled up on somebody that I was related to or that I knew, that would be hard for me. I wouldn't be able to put my emotions aside. So I knew that job wouldn't be good for me, so I didn't go for it. Hi, Face. Because if you're an EMT, you have to be able to do your job whether you know the person or not, and I definitely don't think I could have done that. Johnny, did you do the new chip challenge? I haven't done that one. I'm scared to do it. I need to get over and check out your videos and stuff again. I have been so busy. But I have a lot to do today. I've got to, as soon as I get off the next live stream, I've got to go. Well, we got to wait for my mom to get off. Then we got to take my dad to Bowie, to Walmart to get his medicine and his shot. And pick up a few things for my mom. Then I got to come back here, put everything up, and go to work. It's good, E.T. I'm just wore out. This week is homecoming. So, as y'all know, a lot of kids work at Sonic. So, I've been covering a lot of hours. I'm going in earlier, staying later. And so, yeah, it's kicking my butt. I'm definitely going to have to try to get me some new shoes. Hopefully, today I'll be able to get me some at Walmart. So y'all all go over and buy some games over on the next live stream so I can go get me some shoes. Like I said, these shoes that I have now are not made for standing on concrete at all. I'm fixing to get me one of them pillow pad thingies and just carry around with me and just stand on it. I told them up there, I said, y'all need some mats or something in here. This floor is hard. But other than that, it's going good. I've pretty much picked up everything. I'm closing now. I mean, I really only trained for one day and about 30 minutes of the day. And I pretty much teaching myself a lot up there. So it's been good. You need new shoes. Yes, I do. I need some old people shoes. Not in the sense that old people only have a certain kind of shoe, but I need some shoes that are comfortable for people that have to stand on their... My hair is a mess today. It is so poofy. Hoverboard. Yes, non-slip shoes, definitely, because it gets so slick up there. And oh my goodness, last night I made a mess. So... like I've said before, I'm the type of person that says if you have time to lean, you have time to clean. Well, I've been trying to clean a lot of stuff up there because I can't stand it. So the deals that you put over the fryers at night to cover them, they're like covered, you know. Hi, Charmaine. So I sprayed everything down real good with degreaser. And then I went to spray it. And when I went to spray it, I mean, that stuff just shot everywhere. So I had to go clean it all up. And then that floor got so slick. So I know not to do that again. But I did get them somewhat clean. But I just can't stand the greasy feeling. You know, like when it's on your skin. So like as soon as I get off work, I'm like, shower. I can't stand that feeling. How are you, Miss Charmaine? How's Aaliyah today? If y'all haven't voted for Charmaine in the deal that she's doing, what is it called? This thing's been going on for, what, 2 or 3 years now? Yes, you smell like food. I cannot stand that smell. Oh, that is horrid. Which I only have one work shirt, so I've been washing it every day. Which is a pain in the butt, so I do need to get ours ordered. Face of Horrors, yes. If y'all have not voted for Charmaine on the Face of Horrors, you can put that link in here, Charmaine. Please make sure y'all go over and vote for our girl Charmaine. Dang, I want hot, fresh yeast donuts. I will never, ever, especially if somebody says yeast in front of it, I will never, ever, ever, because of that video that's going around. Ugh. Sometimes I hate social media. I used to work at a pizza place too. I used to manage a pizza place here. And actually, I think that might have been worse. It's just, ugh. I don't know if y'all seen the video, but I'm not going to say it on here because it's disgusting. But when you see it, you'll know it. Let's just say it's talking about yeast and food, but not the kind of yeast you normally use in food. It makes me gag just thinking of it. I have a very weak stomach. I used to have a really strong stomach, but no, I don't now. Whew. And the thing is, I've started using yeast packets to make bread and stuff like that. I've been trying to make everything homemade, and that just kind of ruined it for me. Ugh. Let's just say this younger generation is in for it. And we all are too. Today is the first cut. Okay, everybody go vote right now. Thank you, Debbie, for posting that. Amazon wish list. That has medical supplies in it that we use for Coty. If anyone would like to donate. And I pretty much had to clarify everything that was on that list the other day to somebody. I'm not going to say who, because, I mean, they meant well when asking. But, like, there's a lot of things on there that we use every day. We have to do wound care every single day. And so, like, there is Tylenol and ibuprofen on there. One, it's expensive here. We can't get to Walmart all the time where it's not as expensive, but it's still expensive. But he has to take that every day about 3 or 4 times a day just to have a little bit of relief. And so that's the reason why some of that stuff's on there. And also the BiPAP machine that he uses. I try to change those out as often as I can because, yeah, but I can't get to one of those right now, ET. I have a Sam's card, but I can't get to one of those right now because they're an hour and a half away, either direction. I'm in a very small town with all small towns surrounding me. So we have a Dollar General and we have a Family Dollar. That's it, as far as shopping in our town goes. And those are high there, especially with as many as we use every week. But honestly, and I try to change out his BiPAP stuff as much as possible because I don't want anything to get in it that's going to cause infection or anything. You know, we're trying to do the best we can. And right now he's very close to an infection. We've got to get antibiotics going ASAP. So instead of shoes, I may be getting those. But his one leg is just fighting us big time. And it's his right leg, the big one. And it was starting to look really good. And then just all of a sudden, it's just not so much anymore. And I don't know what. Ugh. It's like a never-ending battle. And we had a few good weeks. We had a good run. So it's about time for something to mess up. What? Oh, Layne. Yeah, I know, E.T. Big time. That's what my father-in-law just passed from, dementia. Oh, thank you, Johnny. I appreciate that. Woot woot. Thank you so much. I love how you can heart it now and like it. That's so cool. Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate that. You're awesome. Y'all go check out Johnny Small Pepper. Go watch him eat some hot stuff. Oh, that's so cool how it highlights the stuff now. I love that. I love that. They should get a big, big thing So we'll just put that right there too. Johnny, thank you. Thank you very much. You're awesome. It's less than 89% oxygen 17% of the time and down to 67%. That's crazy. Johnny! Johnny, small pepper, stop it. Thank you. You're awesome, Johnny. Thank you so much. Johnny is one of our winners this year from the YouTube Fam Reunion. He won Best Heat Channel, which was very cool. I think we've had the same winner for the last several years on there, and this year he took it. It's not hard, Steven. You just go on and make a channel and just start posting on it. My advice to you is find a good community, because without a good community, you're not going to do good at all. And so definitely find you a good community, and then you'll be okay. Just go on there, post stuff, be yourself, and just be patient. YouTube is very hard to get started on. It's very hard to build a community, so just be patient. If you build it, they will come. But it does take some time. So just, and then tell your Twitch followers, because I'm sure they watch YouTube too. Come over here to YouTube, follow me over here. Yeah. Johnny, you're amazing. Thank you so much for that. All right, guys, we are fixing to get off of this one and go back on this channel for the next live stream. If you haven't placed your orders over there, my video today is about the box. Oh, well, that's awesome, Charmaine. Awesome. Jen was also a very cool gift. All right, so I will see you over on ET. You don't have crap content, or you wouldn't be our creator of the bi-weekly creator. So, okay, guys, go take a break real quick. Go to the bathroom, get you a drink, make you some coffee, fix you an alcoholic beverage, whatever time it is. I ain't judging. I don't judge here. But come back over and watch the other stream. We have a special on there. So go get your orders in, and we will get started. I will see y'all over there. I love y'all. Y'all mean the world to us. We hope you know that, and we will see you on the next one. Love y'all. Bye. Thank you, Johnny.